Hello and welcome to Back to 8-Bit. Today I'm going to have a complete walkthrough of the adventure game Planet of Death on the ZX Spectrum. This was a game released back in 1982 by Artic Computing, also known as Adventure A in the series. This was probably one of the first adventure games ever released on the ZX Spectrum. It was originally released on the ZX81 actually. I should have an image of that somewhere. Yeah, released in 1981 for the ZX81. And then a year later in 1982 they released it for the 16K Spectrum. I have to admire the artwork on this cover. Very impressive. And in fact, it did get used 10 years later for an Amiga game called Agony. Looking through this particular game, if you look at the instructions, it is very vague, very limited. And that's one of the disappointing things about this adventure game. It doesn't list any of the commands that you need to get through this game, which does slow the gameplay down. And there's probably a reason for that, because this adventure game is an extremely short adventure game. Again, it's one of the first ones made. It's still very much a learning curve of what people wanted to see in these text-based adventure games. It was originally, as I said before, originally on the ZX81 and the 16K Spectrum, so it was very limited to the amount of available memory for programming this game. But reading into what it says here, it does advertise it as being a very long game. But in fact, you can actually, if you know what you're doing with this game, you can actually speed run it, and it could probably take about 5 or 6 minutes to actually complete. But what seems to take the time is people trying to work out what commands are needed, and the number of times you could take a wrong turning or do something in a wrong order that would eventually get you killed, and having to start again or going back to a save point. There isn't a command in this game just to save the game. That doesn't exist. You can't just type save and restore when playing the game. What happens is when you quit the game, you do get asked if you want to save your progress. And then when you come to load the game again, at the start of the game, it does ask you if you want to restore a previous game. So they don't make it very easy for you to load and restore your game at regular intervals. The whole idea of this game is you're stuck on a planet, and you've got a spaceship that has been hidden away and it's not working, and your job is to try and find your spaceship, get it working, and leave the planet. There are a couple, as I said before, the commands that you write in aren't always straightforward as well, and that's another thing that really annoying and probably, was quite infuriating for people back then. Some of it isn't straightforward, even though some of the clues are in the text. You don't know exactly what you're going to. I won't give too much away, but I will cover it a bit when we're playing through the game. You will see what I mean when you're trying to get through the force fields and sort of commands that you need to do that. And you can imagine people taking a long time to try and work out how to do that. And back in the early 80s, we didn't have things like the internet to fall back on to try and get help or assistance, to get solutions, or have forums to help us to solve the problems. Most of the help we got were from magazines that used to help and print and publish tips on playing some of these adventure games, and the old-fashioned way of maybe communicating with your friends at school, other people that play the game, and discussing it with them and how they got through it, and some of that, I suppose, doesn't really happen these days, where people actually talk to each other. Anyway, what we do is I will play this game on my Mister, and I will take my time playing through this game. I won't speed run it. I will allow you time to take notes and read the text on the screen as well. I want to try and make this walkthrough a little different to the others that are on YouTube, and give you the chance to, you know, especially if you haven't got access to a Spectrum, you just want to watch the game go through. Maybe you played this game as a child and never quite managed to complete it back in the 80s, and this is your chance to have a look and see how it works. You can enjoy the game and just read some of the scripts on the screen. This is a pure text adventure game. There is absolutely no graphics involved with this. There is no sounds involved with it. You really need to play on your own imaginations, really, by reading the scripts and what you need to come to. It's very much similar to, I suppose, reading a book. But we'll get things running. And if you've got any questions on it, or feel free to leave a comment on the YouTube channel. If there's any particular adventure games that you want to see me try and complete, again, just leave that as a comment on the channel as well. Right, let's get Planet of Death loaded up. Okay, as I said before as well, I will take my time going through this. I have seen many walkthroughs of these games that go through in rapid speed, and I know this game can be completed in about 5 or 6 minutes flat. But what I want to do is take my time going through it, just give you a chance to read all the notes and instructions with the story that goes through this adventure, and also gives you a chance to take any notes if that's what you want to do. And this is the point where you get asked if you want to restore a previous game. Okay. You need to get flint. And it won't understand take flint. It has to be get flint. We then go down. Now we're in the forest. We want to cut rope. And now we get asked what with. We shall now say with flint. And now we get rope. And we go south. Then we go east. And we get bored. You don't need the boots. Go north. And we need to use the board to cross the ravine. The old shed. So now we get the gun. And we use board again to return. We now go north. And we go west. And we go west again to the edge of the deep pit. Now we need to use rope to climb down. And now we need to get that mirror, but the man is on top of it. So we now need to get man. And we drop man. And then we get mirror. And then we kill man. And then with what? We say with gun. It's kill or be killed. We now need to move east. We should be now at the wind tunnel. And we need to open the door. We're now in the computer room. We need to get the key. And then we move west twice. And again. He's got some slimy gloves there, and the purpose of those gloves really were to wear them to help you pick up the slimy man. But if you don't use the gloves, there was no consequence of not using them, so you don't really need them. And there are a couple of red herring items in this game. So we've now gone west that second time. We need to go south. And we're in the passage. Okay. Now, this is the part of the game which probably had many people stumped for a while. There is obviously no assistance with what commands to use in the inlay cover. There's no such thing as the internet back then to try and get help. A lot of it is all trial and error, and maybe speaking to your friends or getting help from magazine articles for the game. But there are a couple of clues in the text, as you see. And if you notice, you can see a loudspeaker with dance music coming out, and that's a bit of a clue, and you probably understand when I get to that point. But what we need to first of all do is smash the field, and it's weakened, and we have to do that twice. And it said the same thing, but you do need to just do it twice. That's all you need to do. But I wonder how long it took people to realise you had to do that twice back in the day. Now, this is where you need the mirror. You need the mirror to go through these force fields, which you collected from under the man. And to get to the large hangar, we have to dance. And that must have infuriated a lot of people back then as to how to get to the next part. You now need to kill security. Whoops. Okay, and he didn't ask if I wanted to use the gun, but that's fine. You now need to unlock the door. So just unlock door. And with a key, which you picked up earlier. Okay. We now have to push a sequence of buttons, and as you see on the screen, there's a sign that says 5, 4, no dusty bin rules, and that's the clue. And if you remember back to the early 80s, the TV show called 321 with the dusty bin, and that's the sequence of buttons that you need to press. 3, 2, 1. So we push 3, we then push 2, and we then push 1. Okay. We now go east. Now you see the spaceship. We go east again. And we get the motor. We then go back to west again. And west one more time. And we enter the ship. We're now in the ship. You now need to push aux. And now we have a choice of buttons to press, either 1, 2, 3, and 4. And again, this is right at the end of the game. Very infuriating if you get the wrong button pressed, because it is, I've done a bit of research on this, and I don't think there's any clues as to which button you press here, whether it's 1, 2, 3, or 4. And pressing the wrong button, I think, damages or blows up the ship, which immediately terminates the game. So you'll either have to then start all over again or load that restore point. So the answer to this is 4. You press button 4, but you have to push 4. Push 4. And there you are. Congratulations, you've managed to complete this adventure without getting killed. Do you want to save the game? No. Do you want to try again? No. Okay, there it is. And what I will try and find for you actually is the map of the entire game, so you can have a look. So you see if you can see it in a bit more detail. There it is. It's not a huge map, not a massive map at all, but considering this is one of the first adventure games on the Spectrum, originally for the ZX81 and then onto the 16K Spectrum, you know, it was very popular back in the day. A nice little puzzle up. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you very soon. Welcome to Back to 8-Bit. Today I'm going to do a complete walkthrough of the ZX Spectrum adventure game Inca Curse. This was Adventure B in the Sinclair range of adventure games. This was also a game produced by Artic Computing. The game was actually released in 1981, originally on the ZX81, and in 1982 was released for the ZX Spectrum. This again is a purely text-only adventure games. There is no graphics with this. There is no sound with it. It's just a basic text adventure, a very early text adventure game to immerse yourself into your own imagination into what's going on. Inca Curse is an adventure game when you are thrown into the South American jungle, where you are tasked to find certain parts of treasure. Okay, now looking at the instructions, you do need to go to the temple, and this is your chance to go through various maps of danger and puzzles to get the treasure that you need. From what I understand with this game, there are 8 pieces of treasure you can find, which means there are various different ways that you can play this game, because your inventory will only hold 6 items. It is based on a points system, so when you do leave the game, when you do complete the game, your treasure is added up and you are given a score at the end. So if you really wanted to, you could probably get away with just getting 1 or 2 pieces of treasure and coming back out again. But if you want to play it to the max, the best thing to do is to probably get 6 pieces of treasure, and to get the most highest values of treasure. This is to help you really face some of the challenges in the game, where it is all about inventory management. So you're picking up items to get you through the puzzles. You also got to make sure you're carrying the treasure. Sometimes you've got to store treasure in a place that you have to go back to. There's certain things you need to collect and to get through into certain rooms as well. So it is all about inventory management with this game. So it's a very clever game. Again, the commands are very simple. Again, north, south, east and west. Take or get certain items. You can examine items, use items. So it's pretty basic in terms of the commands that you need. Anyway, in terms of the points that you need to get, there are, as I said before, there are 8 pieces of treasure. Okay. The golden eagle is worth 2,500 points. The golden coins is worth 500 points. The golden brush is worth 500 points. The golden statue is worth 400 points. The golden chandeliers are worth 200 points. The golden bowl is worth 150 points. A golden thumbscrew is worth 100 points. And a golden knife is worth 100 points. Okay. Well, without any further ado, let's get everything loaded up, and we'll have fun and try and see if we can complete the game with as much treasure as possible. Right, let's get started. Okay, first of all, we need to take the branch. Obviously it's too heavy, so we need to remove the leaves. We need to redescribe. And now we take the stick. And I will go through this slowly, as I said before as well, just to give yourselves a chance to read everything on the screen and see what happens. This is not going to be a world record trying to get through this game as quick as possible. It's about taking the time, and you can see what happens. We need to go south. We need to look at the door. And we break latch. We stick. We then drop the stick. We do want to manage the inventory as much as possible, because the whole point of this game is coming back with as much treasure as possible, and I know you can only hold 6 items at a time. We go up. And we take the rock. We then break lock. Asking me with what, and we use the rock. Then drop the rock. And we go door. We go east. East again. And we take the blanket. East again. We take the key. We go south. And we take them. I take the match. We can see. Okay. We go down. We go west. And we go down. Unlock panel. With the key. And we drop the key. We go west. We can read sign if we want. And we go west again. And we go north. And we see a small boat. And we need to climb the boat. We go west. And we take the lamp. We then need to smother the fire. We need to light the lamp with match. We then take the ring. We go up. And we drop the lamp. Drop blanket. And from what I can understand is we use that blanket to put the fire out. But we didn't have to, I don't think we had to ask, didn't have to write that in or type that in as an instruction. East. East again. South. And we go east. And we take the chisel. Okay, we now remove ring. With chisel. And what we're doing, we're removing the ring from the flint. And we drop the chisel. We go east. We go down. And we go down again. And we take the blue stone. We go up. We go west. And now we can take the rope. And we go down. We need to go opening. And we now take the red. Okay. We go west. and we go down. Now at this point, obviously we could not have gone down without the magic ring, or the blue stone in our possession. Right, we need to do the secret passage going west, and again we need to be holding the red stone to do that. We then take Eagle. This game is very much about inventory management, it really is. And doing everything in the right order. And we need to drop the red stone. Down. From what I understand, there are a couple of different ways you can do this, depending on which treasure you want. As I said, I think there's about 8 pieces of treasure you can find, but you can only carry 6 maximum. So you just want to get the most valuable pieces of treasure. If there is a way of getting it all later, please let me know, leave a comment. Okay, we need to take coins. And we go south. East. South. North. East. Let's try and get out of this maze. And west. Take brush. We go east. South. West. We go east again. There can't be some, there's a pattern to this really. North. North again. And up. We then climb up with rope. We then drop the eagle and we drop coins. All about inventory management. Drop brush. And we go down. Down again. South. Okay, we take the chandeliers and go south. South again. South for the third time. We go north. We go west. We go back east. And we go south. And we take the statue down. And we take the bowl. We go up. We go north. We go west. We go north. We go south. We go west. And we go east. And we go north. We go north. And we go up. And again, we climb up with rope. We now drop rope. We finish in that part. Now, drop blue stone. Drop ring. We then take the eagle. Take coins. Take brush. And we go east. And we go up. We go east. We go up. We go north. We go west. West again. West for a third time. And we go north. And we go north, heading back towards where we started. And before I do this last bit, let's just have a look at the inventory. There we are. We do have the 6 items and we can't carry any more. And these are probably the most valuable items as well you can find. So there are 2 other pieces of treasure. But as I said, we can only carry 6. And we go north. Adventure C alien spaceship. Was it meant to be ship of doom? Anyway, there you are. We completed it. We have a score of 4,250, which is I think is one of the better scores you can get. You can do this game a lot quicker with collecting less treasure, but you do get a much lower score. So if you do want to fully immerse yourself into into this adventure fully, then go for the big one. Okay, that's it from me, and we'll see you again very soon. Hello and welcome to Back to Waybit. Today I'm going to do another walkthrough of another adventure game. Again, a text-based adventure game from Artic Computing, working through their original early 80s adventure games. This time I'm going to be looking at adventure game Sea Ship of Doom. We've already covered Planet of Death and Inca Curse on other episodes, so you can look through the YouTube channel to find those if you're interested in those. Espionage Island, that is on my list, and we can get that covered in the next few weeks. Today we're looking at Ship of Doom. Again, it doesn't incorporate any graphics whatsoever. It is purely all text. And this time our spaceship has landed or crash landed onto an alien cruiser, and it's our job to escape the ship and get ourselves released back out into space, back on our own ship. This game is a little bit different from the other adventure games we've done. This one's a little bit more trickier because there's a few random encounters on this game. During the second part of the adventure, you do come across aliens, and they are completely random when they turn up. So if they do turn up, you have to make sure that you type in the command kill alien before you do anything else, otherwise it will kill you. And even if you do type in that command, there are a couple of times where they will skip out of your way and try and shoot you. And again, it's completely random whether they hit you or not. So it is quite frustrating that you are out, if they do kill you, it is out of your control. So it may be worth saving the game when you get to that point, and I will remind you when we do get to that point in the game. But it does make it a bit more interesting. Anyway, without any further ado, let's get this game all loaded up, and let's get it completed. Right, let's get the Ship of Doom loaded up. Okay, first of all, we go south. Return handle. We now asked if we want to go on board, and we go yes. We go west. West again. West a third time. We take glasses. And we wear glasses. And we go east. East a second time. East a third time. East a fourth time. And we can see a micro battery. And if we were not wearing those glasses, we would not spot it. So we take the battery. We go west, south, south, south a third time. We take the rod. Okay, so we've now created the sonic screwdriver, which is now in our inventory by the look of it. We now go north. And we go west. And we take gun. We go south. We go west. And we point Sonic. We take key. We go north. North again. We take the coin. East. East a second time. East a third time. East a fourth time. And we go south. And we take torch. We go south. And we insert key into hole, which releases warm air. We then go west. We go north. We take hook. We go east. We go north. We go west. We go west. We go south. Strangely, we have to look. Okay. Strange command, this one. But we now have to kill the girl. Okay. And the reason why we do this is because later on in the game, this girl does strangle you and kill you. So you're avoiding being killed later on by doing this. Very odd, actually. Very odd command. I'm surprised they used a girl in this. We then shoot door. Enter door. Okay, at this point, randomly, you will see little aliens. And when they do come up on the screen, you must kill alien. If you don't do that in the next move, they will kill you. And again, it's quite frustrating as well, because sometimes even if you do try and kill the alien, they will dodge out the way and they will kill you and you will die and you got to start the game again. So, you know, you could always do a save and restore at this point if you wanted to. So you've got to keep an eye on the text on the screen, and whenever you see a little alien in the text, you must kill them before you do anything else. We need to drop the Sonic. And we take knife. We go west. We go south. And we shine. At Bain. We drop the torch. We go north. We go east. East again. Oh, there's an alien there, look. Nearly missed him. So we kill alien. Better. Take mirror. We go west. West again. south, south, and we cut rope. We can now drop the knife. We can take the rope, and we've got another alien. Oh, kill alien again. This one isn't going to die. Okay, let's go east. And let's kill alien again, in case he's still there. Okay. He keeps missing me, but he won't let me kill him either. That's strange. Okay. We go down. And we go east. And we look up. We then tie rope to hook. Throw rope. Climb rope. We go north. We pay drink with coin. And drink. Okay. At this point, because we dropped the drink, you fall asleep, become drunk, and you wake up in prison. So now we need to fuse bars with mirror. And go east. Okay. Now we need to press the buttons in a particular order. So we need to press the red first. Press orange. And we've got a little alien as well. So kill alien. And back to the buttons. Now we have to press the green button. You press the button. Okay, at this point, we now put ourselves into self-destruction. We've only got 30 turns to escape, so we have to get this right. Fingers crossed we don't come across many aliens, because that will take up some of our moves. So we go down. Go west. And we fuse bars again. With mirror. We go south. Whoops. And we go south again. And we go down. We go west. We go up. We go west. We go north. North again. East. Up. North. And we've got an alien. Okay, so we need to kill alien. Good. We go north, because sometimes these aliens can kill you, and if you get this far, it's quite frustrating. And we go east. And we go north. And we go north. And we see the escape button. So we press button. And there you are. We've now completed the Ship of Doom. Do we want to try again? No. There you go. Thank you for watching. And we'll be back again very soon. We are about to become a spy in Espionage Island on the ZX Spectrum. Hello and welcome to Back to 8-Bit. Today I'm going to do a complete walkthrough of another adventure game, this time Espionage Island on the ZX Spectrum. This was Adventure Game D in the series by Artic Computing. It was written back in 1982, and the game is really about you exploring an island after being blown up by an enemy fire on which you were flying an airplane. You do start off with a damaged airplane, and you have to make sure you pick up a parachute, jump out the airplane and go and explore. You are tasked to find the secret amongst the enemy lines. Okay, let's get things started and enjoy. Today we're going on a treasure hunt with Golden Apple, the adventure game. Hello and welcome to Back to 8-Bit. Today I'm going to do a complete walkthrough of another adventure game called Golden Apple. This was Adventure E in the Artic Computer Adventure game range. This is a game written in 1983, and this time you're tasked on exploring a property and its grounds to find 13 pieces of treasure. Once you've collected the pieces of treasure, you are to store them in a secure location, and this is where you are given access to the final 13th piece of treasure, the Golden Apple. This is very much a text-only adventure game. There is a bit of a comedy element to this as well. I particularly like the area where you come across a guard in the dark and you have to give him some carrots to help him see to be able to get you into the next location. So you, following the traditional urban myths of carrots that help you see. Okay, let's get things started and hope you enjoy. You are about to become a warrior in search of the sacred Eye of Bain emerald. Hello and welcome to Back to 8-Bit. Today I'm going to do another walkthrough of another adventure game, this time The Eye of Bain by Artic Computing. This game is Adventure F in its adventure game range, written in 1984. In this particular game, you do play the role of a warrior, and you're tasked to search the sacred Eye of Bain emerald, which is located within the Temple of Bain. The first task is to escape from the village, which you are chained to a pole and awaiting a sacrifice. So once you've escaped the village, you can continue your quest to find the gem. You do have to drink a lot of water to stay alive, avoid the enemies and the pitfalls all along the way. Enjoy. Can you survive a nuclear attack? How would you handle it? Will you be able to get cover in time? We find out in Ground Zero. Hello and welcome to Back to 8-Bit. Today I'm going to do another complete walkthrough of the next adventure game. This time we'll be looking at Ground Zero. It is Adventure G in the Artic Computing range. This game was written back in 1984. In this particular game, the adventure is based upon the events leading up to and surviving a nuclear attack on Britain. You will have to negotiate all the problems expected in such circumstances. Now, this particular game is, in fact, one of my favourites. I did really enjoy playing this one. It really does allow you to immerse yourself into the actual story of what would happen in the events of a nuclear war. It is your job to, with a limited amount of time, to go and find things as you can to get you through the event. Stock yourself up with food and water and any tools that you need. Find yourself a bunker and try and survive the nuclear bomb. Okay. This, as you know, this game was released in 1984, and in the 1980s was very prominent for its stories around nuclear wars and what the events could lead to. It was taken very seriously back then, so it came around at the right time to play this sort of game. Now, as I said, this is probably one of my favourites in the range of adventure games by Artic Computing. There is one slight snag with it, and I'm not sure if it was deliberately done or whether it was just a general bug they had with the game. But at launch, it did infuriate a lot of people. There is a part of the game that you right at the start where you need to obtain a certain item. This item is a torch. Now the torch isn't actually used till towards the end of the game. Okay. Now the problem with this game is that it was really hard to find the torch. It was actually stored in a cupboard at the start of the game, the first room you're in, but the cupboard is not mentioned in any of the text or any of the information within the game, so you have no idea that there's a cupboard that contains a torch in this particular room. Now, if it was an item that you needed right at the start to get yourself in that particular room, you might have a bit of time to maybe guess there might be a hidden bit of furniture inside that cupboard, inside that room. However, because the torch wasn't needed until towards the end of the game, you've got the whole map to try and work out what is missing, because it will stop you from entering the bunker if you do not have this torch. As I said, I doubt very much it was deliberately left out to make the game difficult. I think it was a general bug. Maybe if anybody knows any different, please leave a comment on the chat. It'd be really interesting to find out what actually happened with this, but it did make the game very much unsolvable during its original launch. And unlike with today's games, it's not as if you can wait for a new patch or a new update to come out. Once you write the game, put it on the supermarket shelves, that is it. You can't be changed, and that's how it has to be sold. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't until later on till it got made public in the magazines about how to find this torch. It became a bit more playable for people. So okay, let's get things started. We'll get everything cool played through, and I hope you enjoy. Can you rescue Maid Marian? It's time to play Robin Hood the Adventure Game. Hello and welcome to Back to 8-Bit. Today I'm going to do a complete walkthrough on an adventure game on the ZX Spectrum called Robin Hood. This is Adventure H in the Artic Computing range. It is in fact their last and final installment of their adventure series, written in 1985 using the Quill. This time they use many graphical illustrations to go alongside their game. It really helped to enhance the experience playing one of their games, and it's the first time they did this in the range, and it's a shame this became their last of their series of adventure games. Okay, as you can see, this is part of the collection of the Artic Computer Adventure Game range. We've got Planet of Death, which was Adventure A. We've got Inca Curse, which was Adventure B. Ship of Doom, which was Adventure C. Espionage Island, which was Adventure D. We've got Golden Apple, which was Adventure E. Bain was Adventure F, which unfortunately I do not have a copy, but I am in the process of working towards getting myself a copy of that to complete my collection. Adventure Game G was Ground Zero, and Adventure Game H is actually Robin Hood, which again I haven't got, and I'll come to that in a second. Now, a lot of these games had two editions. For example, Espionage Island, there are two different formats of the inlay covers, and the same followed the other games as well. Okay, however, Adventure Game H, Robin Hood, that was difficult to find, and the reason is because, unless I'm mistaken, there was not ever a physical independent release of this game. It was part of a compilation assemblage. Again, this is probably why I couldn't find it as an independent release. It was sold as a separate compilation back in 1985, which is a big pity really, because it prevents me from collecting the whole set, but that's how it goes. Anyway, let's give this game a whiz, get it all completed, and hope you enjoy.